Hunter. I wanted to do another writing lesson. I want to talk about the shapes in poetry. Um, if you write poetry, or sorry, poems in a certain shape, that's called concrete poetry. But you can also use shapes within a poem. So I wanted to talk about that. So let's start with the concrete poetry first. Um, this is a poem that I wrote. Um, Let me just see if I can put it up here. It'll stay. Um, and it's in the shape of a balloon. So it's about a balloon. It says, a bright red balloon strings slowly slipping from around his wrist, tiny fingers grabbing a runaway prize that is reaching for the clouds, floating gently through the sky. And in this one, I drew an outline of the balloon and I wrote the words around the balloon and down the string. And then, of course, decorated it. This is an example of concrete poetry. Then this poem is one that I did last year with the students we wrote together, but look how it's different. It's not writing around the outside, it's writing inside across the shape. It says, pop, pop, go balloon, go, floating in the sky, too high, come back, goodbye. You hear the rhythm in the poem, the music? So this is concrete poetry two different ways. You can write in the middle or around the outside. I have some other examples which I also put in the, I attached to the lesson. Here's some other examples. Here's one of a bee, a butterfly. A white butterfly flutters and flips, then tumbles and twists, but always dodges and dips and lands on a flower. Here's one about a raindrop that's writing in the middle to create the shape around. And here's one that writes the words around the outline about a car. Okay, I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm just giving you some ideas. Here's one that was written about a tree, and it looks like a tree. A tree holds up the bugs, the bees, the birds, the sky, the butterflies, the squirrels, the leaves. And then here is one that was written by a third grader about the sun. I attached this one too. And it looks like a sun. And the rays of the sun just say hot, 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 hot. And then there's some other words in the middle. Sun, warm, yellow, helps flowers grow, rays reach out. And then in this, on this paper, there's one about a hand, one about an arrow, a cloud, and then it shows you at the bottom how you can just draw the outline of a shape that you want to write about, and you can either write it in the middle or you can write the words around the outside of the shape. I've also, in the writing extra section, I put some papers of different shapes, but if the shape that you like is not there, you can just print one out from the internet. There's lots of shapes on the internet. Or you can draw one of your own. Now I want to show you a few other examples that I put. This one is about a popsicle. Popsicle, tickle, tongue fun, lick-sickle, stick-sickle, please don't run. Drip-sickle, slip-sickle, melt, melt, tricky, stop-sickle, plop-sickle, hand all sticky. And there's the stick for the popsicle. That was written by Joan Bransfeld Graham. Here's one about a skyscraper. I am a needle of steel, glass, and cement. 102 stories. High on a clear day you can see 200 miles out into the Atlantic or watch hundreds of ants scurrying like people on the sidewalks below, and the yellow bugs racing recklessly along the city streets, and ride the elevator all the way down in 37 seconds flat. And it looks like a building. There was one more, I think, in here that I also attached, and it is about a sliding board, and it looks like a sliding board. It's called Sliding Board. It's by Kay Winters. Swish, wish down the slide, long thin ribbon ride, slippery, shiny, silver glide, swish, wish down the slide. So that these are ones where the whole poem looks like a shape. But you can also use, you can make the words into shapes in your poem, and the shape of the word looks like what the word means. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So this is called Snow City, and I attached this one. The snow glides quietly down. And you see how the word down looks like what it means. The word is going down. Another example is, let me see, and I put all of these, here's one about, I attached all of these to the lesson. This is called Pull Hitter by R. Gary Fabian. At the crack of the bat, a long drive curving foul. And look how the word curving is written in a curved way. So the word looks like what it means. That's using a shape inside your poem. Here's one about spring called Spring Is by Bobby Katz. Spring is when the morning sputters like bacon and your sneakers run down the stairs. You see how the words run down the stairs look like stairs? That's another way to put a shape in your poem. Let's see what else I wanted to show you. I think there was one, was there one more? Oh yes, there was the giraffe. So here's a poem called The Giraffe, or called Giraffe. And I don't know who the author is on this one, but look how the poem looks like a giraffe. This is where the whole poem looks like the shape. Okay, so I want you to give that a try. You can either try to just put a word as a shape in your poem, make the word look like what it means, like down or curving or stairs, or try to write a concrete poem where the whole poem is the shape of whatever the poem is about. If you're writing a poem about a balloon, it's in the shape of a balloon. If the poem is about a heart or love, you're writing it in the shape of a heart. And remember, that's called concrete poetry. Okay, and all of these examples, and maybe a few others that I left out, are attached to the lesson so you can look at them and maybe get some ideas. Okay? I'll see you next time.